So it's been about 3 days of filming out here for part 3 of these potager days, and I was watching back the footage and trying to edit and put things together. And I like to watch my own videos. I was not enjoying this video at all, so I'm just gonna give you a quick recap of what I did. I took out all that yarrow. I took out my compost because it was growing grass in it. So I drug it all out, and I told you she does that because I'm talking. Anyway, I spread out all of my compost contents, which actually down at the bottom, it was like really dark and brown and nice. It was like I was making compost, so that's good. Anyway, I've got to redo it because I didn't let all the grass and marigolds die before throwing them in there, and they just started growing right out of it. So everything's spread out. It's getting hot. It's dying. That's awesome sauce. I did collect cilantro seed. I did harvest some yarrow, some stems and flowers for medicinal uses. I ripped the rest of it out. I took out the radicchio that was so bitter I couldn't even eat it. I kept trying. Can't eat it. Took it out. Took out the cabbage because that was not going to make a head. It's too hot. So I did plant some beans in this area. I planted 2 roselle hibiscus seedlings. I'm going to go ahead and direct sow some seed because I did have 8 seedlings and they all died but 2 because I still hadn't planted them and they were all root bound. Whatever, that's just me. That's on me. I planted some radish. I already said bean. I got some Thai soldier bean over here. I've got some more, the last of my burlata bush bean over here. I planted some more melon. I've got some Charentais over there. I've got, I planted some delicata squash. I mean, I did all kinds of things. Probably on the next potager, that dog. I'll do a complete walkthrough in a separate video of everything I planted. I'm just excited that I got this side. I'm excited that I got this side cleaned out because this other side looks great. This other side's nice and full of food, lush. Shadow's gonna bark at the neighbor. Okay. But this other side is just kind of, well, I mean, I've been eating the Jules of Oil part. It's actually really good. But the rest of this stuff is just wasted space, especially in these shady areas. Oh, and I planted some carrots. So anyway, I was just out here watering and I was like, you know what? Let me just film a little explanation of Potager Days Part 3 because it was really boring. Oh, and I picked my double red sweet corn. It is beautiful and it looks like googly eyes. It's crazy. It's crazy looking, but it's delicious. It's very sweet and delicious. I may have 1 or 2 more ears that are trying to ripen, but Charles got the bulk of it. So next year I'm gonna plant 2 packs of seeds, maybe 4, because it's so beautiful and so delicious. Anyway, oh God, I'm sweating so bad. It is so hot out here. Anyway, I just came out to water. I'm surprised my hair is not a mile high. Anyway, I'm sure I'm gonna insert footage of what I did instead of the 2 hours of nonsense that I won't put you through, and I won't have to edit and try to make it presentable because it was terrible. So, okay. So whatever you just saw or are seeing right now, thanks for watching. Okay, bye. All right. Part 3 of these potager days. That stuff's got to go. It's just wasted space. Just wasted all that. But all these things. This should be like full of food producing things, not whatever I'm doing. See these greens here? This is the radicchio. That's the radicchio. It's so bitter I have to spit it out. I keep trying pieces. And I don't know why it didn't make a radicchio head. It made these lovely, luscious leaves that look wonderful, right? They look like, oh, let's put that in a salad. They're so bitter. They're so bitter. And I wish I still had my chickens because I would give it to them. Yarrow. That yarrow's coming out. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, right? It's taking up so much space. That I'll be digging out a little more carefully because I'm saving pretty much all the parts. I just don't want it here anymore because I need to grow food, not grow tea. Also, I found a surprise in here. So as I'm pulling things out, I am going to be aware of what all might be in here, because yesterday I found something that I didn't know was there. Let me show you. Okay, so yesterday I was over here, of course, getting to know Charles, the squirrel, and I saw this. Oh my God, Chloe, stop. I saw this. And I was like, oh, that looks like dill, right? That's dill. And I'm like, I didn't plant dill over here. I'm like, oh, so it's yarrow. It's probably yarrow seed heads, right? It's got to be yarrow. And I start to see the branching in this. I'm like, nope, that's dill. That, sure enough, is dill that is like gonna flower. I did not plant dill over here, but something did. So I'm gonna be on the lookout for stuff like that. This tansy is gonna go. Look how tall and massive and almost useless it is because I don't know what to do with it. The foliage does smell kind of good. Like if you do this, it's very aromatic. It's kind of like a rosemary. It is very aromatic. It's gonna bloom. It just has a yellow flower. It's just very unremarkable for the amount of space that it's taking up. So this is going to be overhauled into food production. It is a shadier area. I can't get away with planting some of the heavy producers because look at all the sun. All the sun is over here, of course, right? So as we get over here, I think I'll plant some more carrots. I do have cucumbers along the fence that I planted in the last video. Those should do okay because they did okay last year. I'm gonna take out the salvia. They're beautiful, but I'm gonna take them out. I am gonna save seed and I will spread more seed around so we can have more blooms. My compost here. Compost is full, but see what it's doing? I didn't let all that grass and stuff dry out in the sun before I plant. Oh, these dogs. Anyway, the grass started growing in the compost because I didn't let it die out and die. And it looks like I have a moonflower vine. Anyway, I've got to take out that whole, I almost fell. I have to take out that whole thing of compost and spread it out over the grass and let it dry out and then rebuild it. So that sucks because I think there's a red ant pile in there as well. And then all this here, I mean, I can totally fill this in with carrots. I might even could do some lettuces and some greens. Maybe they won't get as bitter in the shade. So look at these jewels of opar. Like, I don't even know if the camera can focus on them. The flower heads are so dainty and tiny and pretty. There's a yellow one. Look at that. So I did taste some of the leaves yesterday. They are so delicious because they don't really taste like anything. They're not bitter. They don't have a weird aftertaste. You could add them to salads. You could have a whole bowl of these leaves as a salad and just put some ranch on it or some like oil and vinegar and it's gonna taste wonderful. And look how pretty those seed heads are. But anyway, it is medicinal. It's in the purslane family. It's good for you. Look it up. Easy to grow. Look how all of that is jewels of opar from one plant that I bought like 2 years ago. So that's my job for today. Totally forgot to tell you, look at those landscape timbers. My God, Chloe, stop. I swear she does it because I'm talking. Oh, Chloe. See these other two? Look, Bella, Shadow over there. They're being good, Chloe. Oh, she's so noisy. See the landscape timbers? I'm gonna be building some more beds. We have those 3 there. We're gonna have 3 here. More planting space to plant more things because I need more food because I'm still picking snacks. Okay, now I'm getting to work. Bye. First thing I'm gonna do, I didn't even touch on in the intro, is this cilantro. This cilantro is done. I don't know if you can tell that brown hazy mass there. That is the cilantro, which is now, it's all seeds. So, right out of jar. I should be able to fill this jar. Hey there. Little brown seeds. They're ready. I'm sure I'll have cilantro all in the grass at some point. That's fine. All right, working on my last cilantro stalk here. And this is almost completely full. Look at that. That's awesome. Look at all that coriander and cilantro seed. And look at all this cilantro seed here and here. All done. There it is. An eternity supply of cilantro seeds, coriander. Okay. Next, I think, actually I'm seeing a problem on the yarrow. These pests. Let's have a closer look, okay? Ugh. These leaf-footed bugs are such a nuisance. Leaf-footed bug babies. See those 2 dots on their back? And see mama over there? Ugh, all over my yarrow. I mean, they're not hurting the yarrow. Oh, there's a pollinator. Anyway, they're not hurting the yarrow, and I'd rather have them on the yarrow than on my squash and my other stuff, but they gotta go because eventually they will get on my squash and my other stuff. So, say goodbye. So this is all I'm gonna harvest. I've got 2 stalks of flowers and stems, and then I've got a handful of just flower heads. And the rest of it I'm just gonna dig up. I'm not sure if the roots are big enough to save for medicinal. They said the roots need to be like at least 3 years old. This is only the 2nd year for these plants, so we'll see. Anyway, it's getting taken up, and I'm seeing that I have a bunch of volunteer cucamelons in there, so it's a good thing I'm cleaning this out. I will dig up the cucamelons and put them, I think, on this side this year where it's sunnier. It's gonna be kind of full over there because I think I'm gonna plant some roselle too. I know, I'm crazy. Yeah. It really is beautiful. Beautiful greens. Oh, they taste so bad. One thing that does still taste good is this lettuce, this little gem. This actually still tastes good, so I'm harvesting these to take in the house. That dog. I'm harvesting these to take in the house because I'm eating these for lunch. But they do need to come out of this bed anyway, so I'll go ahead and pick them. Looks like they might be wanting to bolt, but they're not bitter yet. They're still good. I have some bunching onions here, and I don't think I want them here. I'm gonna pull them out. All right, so we do have an onion bulb. There we go. So I will wash that off. So the bunching onions have made a nice bulb, keeping that. Getting rid of this little patch right here because I really just want to clean. I just want to clean all this out. So, fun observation here. Yesterday, I put a bunch of beans to soak in some water for a few hours. And I poured out the water last night before I went to bed, but there's still a little water at the bottom. Anyway, I noticed today, mind you, I put these in yesterday. Look at that, there's a sprout. See that white sprout there? And these are the Chinese long noodle beans. Sorry, my Sharpie wasn't working too well. Anyway, I have one that already sprouted, which is fine. That's awesome. Let's see, I have some rattlesnake pole beans. I don't see any sprouts. These are the Borlato bush beans. These ones swell up really a lot, but I don't see any sprouts. And then I have Thai soldier long beans. Oh, and I do see a sprout down there. See that white? Yeah, cool. Okay, so these will get planted at some point today. I just thought that was a fun observation. Look at this destruction and devastation. Doesn't it always get worse before it gets better? All right, it's too hot now. The entire garden, the entire garden is in full sun now. Oh, the sun just went behind a cloud. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop for the afternoon just because it is so hot. But before I go in, I have some tomatoes that are almost ready. They're not 100% ready, but they're almost ready. And the squash bugs and the leaf-footed bugs, I keep having to shoo them away because they're sucking on them. So I'm going to go ahead and pick those now. Also, before I pick these tomatoes, look at all the progress I did. I didn't even show you what I did this afternoon. Look how much better. All that tansy is gone. All the yarrow. I've got to straighten out the drip lines. Anyway, I've got to get a new timer. This is just one of those egg timer things. And it doesn't work that well. I need a new digital timer because mine broke from last year. Anyway, pulled out the radicchio. I'm going to have to deal with that Jules of Opar later. I don't have time or energy and it's too hot. Look at all my mess. Look at all my mess. Anyway, this looks better. This is going to get planted up with all kinds of things. I did find some Albumosus sagittifolia from last year that came back up. I think I'm going to dig that up. There's 2 of them. I'm going to dig those up and put them in more sun so maybe I get more flowers this year. But all of this is going to get planted up with goodness. Real excited about it. So let's go pick some tomatoes. All right, first tomatoes I'm going to pick is my black Krim. You can see them right there. They're getting really red and rosy. And I don't want a bug to ruin it. So I'm going to pick them and let them finish ripening in the house. So here we go. That's my first big slicer tomato. I mean, it's not huge, but it's a good size. Black Krim. There's still a little bit of diatomaceous earth down in there. I did dust it just to try to help protect it. And actually, I think it did a pretty good job. We have minimal damage. See that bruising there? That's from the sucking insects, but they didn't do too much damage. So now that I'm picking both of these tomatoes, I'm hoping it'll set more flowers because these 2 tomatoes set early in the season and I've got 0 other flowers since then. So now that I'm picking these, maybe I'll get some more flowers. Here's the second black Krim, a little bit smaller. Still looks delicious though. A little bit less damage from sucking insects, which is nice. So, pleased. Okay, the next tomato that I want to pick is, I gotta look at the tag, I don't remember the name, something bumblebee or something. It's called purple bumblebee. Well, it does have some insect damage, but not too bad. I just picked the whole truss. We have some green striping, that's supposed to be there. Anyway, it looks pretty good. These leaf-footed bug nymphs, I've had little orange nymphs on everything. Either adult leaf-footed bugs or the nymphs have been on everything. It's super annoying. But I have been a little less sympathetic this year and a lot more vigilant, like you've got to go. They will decimate my garden and they really took out a lot of my tomatoes last year. So I'm just in kill mode. I will kill you. I will kill you dead. That's what I've been doing. So much death. So much death in this garden. Death and poop. That's what I deal with. Death and poop and beautiful zinnias. I think that'll be the title of this potager update. Okay, so I think I'm done for today. I'm gonna go get in the shower and then tomorrow we'll get up early and we'll try to wrap up this part 3 of the potager day. Okay, all right, hello. So it's another day. Anyway, so we'll see how much we can get done today. I'm gonna try to do not quite so much talking. Fingers crossed. And I'm just gonna see a lot of working. Okay, so here is the cucamelons from last year that reseeded. Got a couple, looks like 3 cucamelons. And I'll probably put them over here by this sunflower. And over here by the compost, I have the Albumosa sagittifolis. Looks like I have 2 of them, and so I'll move those. I think I got quite a bit of root there. I'll just water it in really good. All this cleaned out, kind of rake all the stuff away, move the timbers, pull the compost out, you know. I don't know why I explain things before I do them, because you're going to see me do them. I explain them, I do them, and then I tell you what I did after I did it. That's what makes the video so long. Okay, so I wasn't expecting this. Look at that big old tuber. That's a big old tuber on that Albumosa sagittifolis. I'm wondering if that's last year's tuber. I wonder if these come back from tubers like a dahlia. That's interesting. Okay. So the thought of pulling over this compost is scaring me. It's frightening me. I've already seen some very large spiders in this bed. I don't know what's living in that compost. It could be something very scary. So hopefully this video is not too hilarious if I start like and running away. There's something large in there. So here we go. I kind of want to get Mr. Smith. Here he comes. Here comes Mr. Smith. He's literally coming right now. I'm gonna have him stand here with me while I do this. Oh, big baby. Okay. It is full of fire ants. That sucks. Just gonna spread it out here on the grass, and the ants will try to find another home and they'll move out of this pile once I spread it all out. Because there's ants all in this, there's not much I'm gonna be able to do in this area. But see how the grass was growing, and I've got some cardinal climber and cypress vine in here. That was all growing, and some marigolds and stuff. So I'm gonna focus on this part of the yard over here. I've got lots of things I wanna get planted, so let me grab my seeds and my tags and let's start planting some stuff. All right, so I've been doing a lot of work in this area, kind of with the camera off just because I can work faster. But I didn't want to get too far ahead without giving you an update. Right now I am planting beans. So these are the Thai Soldier. They've been in this cup now 2 days, but they've started sprouting. See that? So I'm just putting them in the hole. I already put the Borlato bush beans in the hole. So I'm going to get these planted, and then I'll show you what else I've planted in this area. It is so windy, but it feels good because I'm sweaty. Okay, I'm going to start in the front here, along the edge of the bed. This is my early scarlet globe radish. These tiny little seeds here. So it's globe radish all the way down. And then starting here is the French breakfast. So French breakfast all the way down the front of this bed. French breakfast radish and early scarlet globe radish. Next row up, we have Borlato bush beans. So some of them have sprouted, some have not. That one's sprouting a little bit. A little sprout there. So Borlato bush beans in between these two drip hoses here. Next row up, we have the Thai Soldier long bean, supposedly a bush variety. We shall see, but it's sprouting, has sprouted. So that's this row here, all the way down, and then all the way over here. And I put one small one there. And then behind the Thai Soldier beans, I have just a short row from that tag to that tag of black nebula carrots. And then we kind of skip a space there. And then along the very back against the back edge of the bed, I have from that tag over to here, I have acorn squash that I saved from Thanksgiving last year. Some acorn squash that we ate for dinner. And then from this tag over to here is Waltham butternut squash. And then these tags here, I gotta get in the bed because I forgot. Let's see. We have flat white boar pumpkin. I'm gonna try that again. We've got delicata squash, and we've got a Casper pumpkin. And yes, I know they are very close together. I'm just hoping one or two of them will take off. I will train them up and train them over and train them wherever I need to. Anyway, I planted them close together, and I don't even care because every time I do that, I never get a bunch of stuff anyway. Something always happens and nothing germinates, or something eats it or something. Anyway, so I planted things really close together again. I'm excited for all this to now have food in it instead of plants that I really just wasn't going to utilize. So that's nice. The day is ticking by, and it's going to be Tuesday soon. I'm going to have to go back to work, so I'm getting little anxious, like that I need to be getting more done here. Of course, this is a wreck. That's just a wreck because I've, torn out all the compost and spread it out a little bit, and there's red ants everywhere. And anyway, yeah. Oh, my Chinese noodle beans. I'm thinking about putting them on the trellis there, that wooden one there with the loofah and with the Sharon Taste melon. Lots of places to put things. But it's hard to make a decision. I'm really struggling with making a decision. I haven't had any wine today, and it's probably afternoon. It's probably 1. I'm sweaty. I'm gonna go get some wine and think about it. Okay. Oh, I picked a lot of flowers. I picked a lot of them. Look at that. Oh, I don't know how to arrange flowers at all. It's just, they just shoved them in there. But pretty to me. Let me put this in the living room on the table. Pretty. Alright, well, I hate to say there's going to be a part 4, but there's probably going to be a part 4 because it's getting late and I'm hot, and I have had major analysis paralysis this weekend where I just really couldn't get things done. So I'm going to harvest a few things to take inside to make dinner. We are having a beef, like egg fried rice with beef. So I think I'm going to bring in a couple of things that are growing. It's not bad. If I had about like 35 more of these, but I just got the one big one. Everything else got eat up by worms. Grab some noodle beans. I think I have 2 that are ready. Noodle beans, and this one too doesn't look like it was pollinated completely, but it's firm enough. I'm gonna take some kale and maybe a little bit of Brenda too. So I've got a few of Brenda's leaves, some of the larger leaves, and I've got some of the curled Scotch kale. So that's not bad. It does have aphids on it, but I'll wash that off before I eat it. Well, that's kind of fun. Yeah. I have never eaten kohlrabi. I thought I had, and then I realized it was fennel. I'd had fennel before. I hadn't had kohlrabi, so this will be a first for me. I don't know if it'll go in a stir fry, but it could go in our salad, so I'll have to do a little research on kohlrabi. And I'm pretty sure you can eat the leaves too, so yeah. 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 Tastes like Brussels sprouts or broccoli or anything else. Okay. So take that in too. And I think unless you see me doing some cooking, some chopping and some cooking, this might have to be the end of part 3. Bye for now.